Hi guys, just wanted to follow up a little bit on the Big Fig Newton here. This is one of the last photos taken of him. I have no idea if they say he's still alive or not, but apparently not. So this was one of his last photos, but the reason that I'm just kicking this video off with him is because of who his handler was, who his witch handler was. This person was supposed to be America's funniest redhead, Lucille Ball, who will be referred to as Lucifer BAAL, because that's exactly what they're telling us. And she never really was a redhead. She always had just bright orange hair. There was just this orange 33 theme with her. So she's actually the handler for Wayne Newton when he was a young man. She's the one that actually brought him on her show and launched his career. So here she is. Or here it is, because we know this isn't a real person. Many, many faces of Lucifer BAAL. This was her first husband, her first victim. You kind of get that Dick York vibe here, because Desi Arnaz Sr. didn't stick around very long. He figured out he was with a witch handler, and he got out. He got out of the entertainment industry, and from what I heard, like out of the country, and went back to Cuba. Divorced her, divorced it, and lived his life, you know, pretty quietly after that. I think he died in his 80s, but he got out, and we know why. He knew he was going to be a sacrifice. So funny they say this thing was funny, because, you know, I looked at some of their old TV Land shows, and I don't feel she was very funny at all. As a matter of fact, I thought she was like so awful as a female role model. I mean, she was like the Jezebel spirit. She was the dominant female. You know, Jezebel running King Ahab. So just wicked, wicked, wicked. Here's one of her skits in her Masonic garb. Orange, orange, orange. One eye symbolism. But yeah, she was always like rebellious, like lying to her husband, sneaking around, doing horrible things, smoking, like the complete like rebellious wife that's against the biblical marriage. Just trying to influence women to be rebellious against their husbands and lie to their husbands. Well, Desi has that same look that Dick York has, like, I am so out of here. And he even has that same look here. So because we are a scripture-based group channel, we always take things to scripture to make sure we're correct. But this is a picture of Jezebel, Queen Jezebel. You know, we always hear the name thrown around, you know, oh, she's such a Jezebel. That's totally the car trash canians. They are the Jezebel spirit. They are the aggressive, rebellious female running their weak husbands and turning them away from the Most High God and into satanic worship, which is what Jezebel did. So just a quick one on her. Queen Jezebel actually was a witch handler, as we know they all are. And she came from Lebanon and infiltrated King Ahab in Israel. And there was a big deal about her coming in. You know, there was rebellion against her initially because of her wicked ways and her idolatry of Baal worship. So Jezebel was just so wicked that she just had King Ahab doing all sorts of horrible things to the people, and eventually she put a hit out on the prophet Elijah because he was preaching the Torah, the Most High God, and she wanted that wiped out. She wanted to bring Satanism and Baal worship, you know, into power. So there was a big thing, a war against her, but she still ruled, and the king was just weak. So eventually King Ahab gets killed in battle, because I'm sure she sent him out there. Elijah defeated her prophets, her Baal prophets, in one of the greatest stories in the Bible. We might go over that one of these days, where Elijah showed the Most High's power to all these people and killed all of her priests, her satanic priests. So she was pretty angry about that, and she had a hit put out on Elijah. However, as predicted, she ended up dead and I believe being eaten by dogs. So her destiny was taken care of by the Most High God. So this is the Jezebel spirit, where they just want to rule over men, the witch handler. I'm sure she wanted him dead because he was actually the talent. He's the one that developed the 3-camera photography for her show and things like that. And he just gave it all to her and took off. Yeah, I get the look on his face. Has the same look as many of them when they find out they're dealing with Jezebel.